Hi and welcome to this lesson. So today we're going to be looking at voornaamwoorde, which are pronouns in English. This is going to make studying pronouns so much easier. So in Afrikaans, there are 9 pronouns that you need to be aware of. Initially, they'll ask you one of the easy 3, which I'll show you. And as you go along to grade 10 all the way to grade 12, they're going to start asking you specific pronouns. So that's why these days when you're looking at a matric paper, they'll ask you like, wat is die betreklike voornaamwoord in hierdie sin? Which means that you must know what betreklike voornaamwoord is. And like I said, there's 9 of them. So the sooner or the faster you know what the 9 are, the better you'll be able to score that 1 or 2 points that they're going to be asking you regarding voornaamwoorde. Okay, let's jump right in. So here are the 9 that I was talking about. You have persoonlike voornaamwoord, you have besitlike voornaamwoord, betreklike voornaamwoord, vraende voornaamwoord, aanwysende voornaamwoord, onbepaalde voornaamwoord, wederkerende voornaamwoord, wederkerig. These 2 are basically the same, you'll see, and then intensieve voornaamwoord. So the easiest one that they can ask are these first 4, and then as you enter grade 10, you now need to study the other 5. Okay, so let's quickly run through them so that it's not a long lesson, but it's effective enough for you to know what they are at the end of this lesson. So persoonlike voornaamwoord, in English we'll call them personal pronouns. They stand in the place of a noun or a proper noun. So instead of using someone's name, you can use words like ek, jy, or I, hy, sy, ons, hulle, julle. So these are very like, these are subjects that are doing the action in the sentences. So example sentence will be ek bak elke Sondag brood vir die gesin. So instead of the person's name, we're going to use the word ek. Here we're going to use the word jy. There we're going to use the word hy, etc. So instead of using the person's name, these are the ones that we are using. The fastest way to know them is basically remembering who is doing the action, and that will help you narrow it down. Next, we have besitlike voornaamwoord. These are possessive pronouns. Besitlik of besit means that you own something. So that's why it is the one for possessive pronouns. So when you own something, you need to refer to it as yours, right? So those are examples like my and mine, your and yours, his, hers, ours, theirs, and yours. So anything that you own or that a person owns, that will become a possessive pronoun. So in Afrikaans, it's the exact same thing. My, mine, jou, joune, sy, syne. Remember, this is for a boy. Haar, hare, that's for a girl. Ons, onsin, hulle, hullesin, julle, jullesin, basically. All right, so I think these ones are also quite easy to learn. So hierdie rugtas is myne, nie joune nie. So instead of using the person's name, whoever the bag belongs to, you're going to say, in this case it's you, you're going to say that's myne, not yours, or not the person who is maybe claiming that it is theirs. Haar skoen is rooi. So instead of saying Maria's skoen is rooi, you're going to say haar skoen is rooi, my joune is swart. So it's basically just in the place of using people's names, but in this case is to show possession. So if let's say they ask you a question, and the sentence says, haar skoen is rooi, my joune is swart. They'll literally underline this word and ask you, or they won't underline anything and then ask you, underline die besitlike voornaamwoord in die sin, in which case you'll know that it's haar and joune. Okay. Next, we have betreklike voornaamwoord in English, relative pronouns. So these words are known to like connect sentences that basically goes back to the main idea of the original sentence. I know that sounds like a mess, but let's quickly look at some of the examples. So in English, it will be words like who, which, whom, etc. So in English, it will be a sentence like, I visited the town where he grew up. So that where is referring to the town that I'm talking about. We enjoyed the game when it began, also referring to the original thing that I was talking about. Take the pen that clicks softly. Try the chair that rolls easily. So these words are connecting to the original idea of the sentence, okay? So in English, there are various rules for this, but in Afrikaans, I feel like they are quite simple because it's either wat, wie referring to a person, waarin, within, waarop, on what, waarvan. I think that will be like a good one for which. When we say wat, we use that for people as the subject, animals, and lifeless objects. And wie, we only use for people after a preposition. Okay, so I think this one will require like a little bit of practice. We can look at some examples that I think might help with this. Then vraende voornaamwoorde. So these are pronouns that are used in questions. Wie, wat, watter, wies, wiese, watter soort. So basically anything that looks like a question, that will be the vrouwende voornaamwoord. So this one I feel like is quite easy. So when you're asking wie, you are referring to a person. When you're asking wat, you are referring to a thing or a specific issue. When you're asking watter, you're asking after a choice, like which one should we take? So I think this one is quite easy to identify. A potential question here would be, they'll give you a question and then ask you which voornaamwoord is in here. Then your answer will be vrouwende voornaamwoord. Or they'll ask you to identify a vrouwende voornaamwoord in a huge text. Then you are going to grab the one that is a question because you'll see that it has a question mark. Next, aanwysende voornaamwoord, demonstrative pronoun. So this one is for a specific thing, okay? So aanwysend, like something that I'm referring to, okay? Something specific that I'm referring to. This is for words in Afrikaans like hierdie, this one, daardie, that one, die, this one, dit, this. So here's our example. Hierdie cookie smaak heerlik. We're talking about this specific cookie, okay? Daardie berg in die verte is indrukwekkend. That specific one is indrukwekkend. Die leser, this specific one. So when it has that accenteken, it means that it's the specific one. Okay, so this one is to put emphasis on that word. So, and it says that it's in front of maybe like a common noun. So hierdie rok, so the rok here will be the common noun. Of daardie motor. The motor is going to be a common noun here. All right. So I think this one is very, very straightforward. If it looks like it's talking about something specific, keywords are hierdie, daardie, die, and dit. Okay, it's just about spotting it in the sentence. So I feel like this one and vrouwende voornaamwoord, the one we did before that, it's the same kind of vibe because you can pick it up just by spotting it in the text. Onbepaalde voornaamwoord. So this one is indefinite pronouns. So it refers to a general person or a general thing. Something like iemand. Iemand means someone. So we don't know who we're talking about. So this one and this one, they are this one and this one, they are the opposites. So this one is for someone specific and this one is for no one in particular. Okay, so niemand, almal, iets, niks, sommige, or elke. Those are your keywords when it comes to this one in particular. Trust me, if you just know the words to look for, the keywords to look for, you won't get this wrong. The ones from 4 all the way to the bottom, they have specific keywords that you can look out for. So if you just learn the keywords, you will know each time what it is that they're asking. Next, we have wederkerende voornaamwoord. This is reflexive pronouns. So the subject and the object are the same person. So an example of this is, I hurt myself. For in Afrikaans, it's going to be, ek het my seer gemaak. So so something happened to the person that the action is happening to. Okay. Okay, so an example, ek het my aan die draad gesny. So this my is referring to the ek. Hy het hom voor die gehoor geskaam. This hom is referring to the hy. Sy het haar val vasgelê tydens die dans. The haar is referring to the sy. Ons het ons uitstekend by die konsert vermaak. The ons is referring to the ons, etc. etc. Okay, so this is something that comes back to the person that the sentence is about. Then we have wederkerige voornaamwoord, reciprocal pronouns. This refers to something that has to do with each other. So you'll find the keyword here is mekaar. Die tweeling help mekaar altyd met die huiswerk. Die span het mekaar na die finale omhels. Then we have elk ander. This one is very rare that they'll ask it. But for fall, I think you must just know mekaar. Okay. So know the difference between wederkerend, which is ek het my, right? And wederkerig, hulle doen dit aan mekaar. Okay, of hulle help mekaar, hulle bel mekaar, all of that stuff. Okay, so you need to find a way to know which one is which. I think that's the only trick that you can get out of this. So you can just take like, I don't know, here's a simple trick. You can just say wederkerend has 2 D's. So this one is the one that does the thing to itself because ek and my, it's for the same thing. You can do anything you want just as long as you find a way to remember it. Then intensive voornaamwoord, which I personally don't think you have to know. So this is an emphatic pronoun. Again, I don't think you need to know this, but it's about saying that an action has been done independently. So I did it myself. In Afrikaans, ek het dit self gedoen. Ek het die projek self afgelaai en gebind. Sy het self die middagnagkeuse gemaak. Hy het die boek en rak self getimmer. Ons het die wiskundeprobleem self opgelos. So it seems like your keyword here is the subject and the word self. Okay. Even if you got rid of the word self, it must still be a thing that the subject person completed by themselves. So here you can even get rid of it. Ek het die projek afgelaai en gebind. Okay, that still indicates that a person did this independently. All right, so let us quickly go through this. Persoonlik, you are replacing the noun or a proper noun. Besitlik, you are showing possession. Myne, hare, onsin. Betreklik, you are combining sentences and referring it back to the thing that's performing the action. So that is words like wat, wie, waarop, etc. Vraend, you are asking a question, so you'll see that with the question itself and the question mark. Aanwysend, very specific, hierdie, daardie, die, en dit. Onbepaald, not specific, iemand, niemand, almal, niks, iets, those things. So also referring to the general public. And then wederkerend, remember the two D's. Ek het my arm gebrand. Okay. Wederkerig, mekaar. Okay. Hulle het mekaar gehelp met hulle koekbak. I don't know. Then intensief, self. It must have the word self. So ek het self die boek gelees, something like that. So your keyword there is self. All right, that is it for this lesson. Like I said, it was going to be short and simple. All you have to do is remember all of these things. So I used to build an acronym of all of them so that I could always keep track of them and never have to study them again. So you can gladly take like the P, the B, another B, a V, a O, W, W, and I, and just build like a nice acronym for you to teach yourself so that you don't forget. I used to know all of these things off by heart because I just couldn't go back to study it. So I had to make sure that it's always at the back of my mind and it's always using an acronym that I liked or that I understood. So a lot of people underestimate this, but it is really, really important, especially if you're in matric or headed towards matric, because you really don't have time to go back to things that you should have, I guess, stored properly in your brain. And I think you should do that with this so that you don't have to come back to it. At some point, once you have the acronym, you'll be able to be like, okay, P is for persoonlik, ek, sy, hulle, da, da, da. The first B is for besitlik, the other B is for betreklik. Besitlik means possession, betreklik means combine the sentences, focusing on the main action of the sentence. Then we have VAO, which is vraend, aanwysend, onbepaald. Vraend is questions, aanwysend is specific, onbepaald is not specific. Wederkerend, wederkerig, intensief. This means doing something to oneself. This one is mekaar, and that one is self. You're done. Like, you don't need to go back to it once you know it like that. All right, so I'm going to stop here for now. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I hope this was super helpful to you. All right, bye.